Live. It's good to be alive. Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Guess who this is? Some of you may know, some of you don't know, but I am going to tell you nonetheless. My name is Adam Handler. I am an attorney. Some people call me the case handler. Some people call me the beast. Some people call me the shark, the hot stepper. Just don't call me late for dinner, as they say. We are Pollack, Isaac Tasico. We are a full-service law firm here in New York City, here to answer your questions for 100% free. All you got to do is give us a ring. I'll give out the number in a second, but you know, it's important that you folks out there listening on 93.5 FM, thank you so much, of course. Those of you watching on Facebook, thank you so much, of course. Instagram, thank you so much, of course. You know, what kind of work do we do here at the firm? Well, we're a full service law firm. We do immigration, personal injury, real estate, matrimonial, criminal defense, labor and employment law. We really do cover all the bases here at the firm. The firm's been around for over 60 years. You folks, of course, have been listening to me on this radio station consistently since 2005. Some say that I'm the most celebrated attorney on this station. I'd like to think it's true, but I'm not going to say it. Squeeze, I'll let you say it. But this is a show we do every morning, 9:30 on the dot, for you folks out there. So you folks out there know that there's attorneys that care, that attorneys are doing it very, very, very differently than the other law firms advertising on this station, or you know, on other platforms as well. We treat our clients like family. We don't treat you like a file. We're going to be straight with you. We're going to tell you exactly what we can or cannot do for you from the very, very, very beginning. This show is called Cruising with the Case Handler. My name is Adam Handler. I am your boy. I am your case handler. And this morning with us is my partner, Nelson the Maverick Madrid, a partner of the Immigration Department, and Alan the General K, an attorney, the most experienced. By far, I challenge you to come forth and dispute this. The most experienced immigration attorney out there. One of the most widely recognized immigration attorneys out there. The man with, as Squeeze says, the links that can get it done. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Nelson. Good morning, Squeeze. How did I do?
You did great, man. I was just thinking, I'm like, you got 4 guys here, 3 of which are attorneys, one's a broadcaster and a businessman, and all 4 of them are wearing glasses. Is that showing our age, or is that showing our experience?
Right.
Deb, which one is it? Which one is it, Nelson?
Listen, I wanted to point out, Adam, I don't know if you realized you had 3 minutes of uninterrupted.
There goes that.
That may be it. That may be it.
That was it. We're done.
That was about it.
There he is, Squeeze, the maestro.
Question for Squeeze. Are you down with PPID?
Come on, Nelson. You of all persons should know that, man. You know me.
Yeah, Nelson.
Anyway, it's great to be here again. It's Thursday, December the 10th. And we are here to do what's called Cruising with a Case Handler. As Adam noted, a show on personal injury and immigration. We have the general. He stops by at least once a week. We salute him because of his experience and depth, and having more experience in immigration than most attorneys out there. We are very proud that he's a part of this forum. We have so much coming in 2021, and I'm very elated, very happy. I can come up with some other adjectives as to what we will be doing. We're going to be doing community forums in 2021 where you all can join in on Zoom to ask your questions of the attorneys, see what they look like. You know, we'll see what you look like, and you can ask your questions, have your families there. And also, I wanted to note that the free immigration consultations are coming to an end, and that will end at the end of the year. And rightfully so, ladies and gentlemen, because think about it. We were in the pandemic era when we started the show this year, and you know, the firm PPID decided to give free consultations. And I think that was a beautiful, wonderful, and kind gesture of them. However, I mean, come on, they are a for-profit organization. They got to feed their families. They did go to school. They, did build a firm, and they got to take care of their families. And also, of course, you got to take care of families. But probably one of the most important things to you, or the most important when you get to the United States, is your status. Would you want to trust that to yourself to do, considering all the laws that there are? No, I don't think so. I believe if you're spending money on everything else, you should spend money on the thing that is most important to you, especially your status in the United States. And what better way to do it than using the firm that's been around for 60 solid years, PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. So I implore you, one of my favorite words, to actually reach out to PPID. Stop fooling yourself. Stop telling yourself crap. Hire the firm and let them do the work where your status is concerned. Let them do the immigration work. Stop reading on the internet. Stop, listening to your friend, the guy on the Eastern Parkway, the gal on Gun Hill Road, your pastor, and all these people who you all wake up and said, yeah, man, the pastor must be right, man. He's got to be right because he's a pastor. Listen, you know what? Let me not even go there. All I'm simply saying is this, all right? Let the professionals do it. Let me ask you this. If you have a heart problem, Alan, would you operate on your own heart, Alan?
Not at all. I would get an expert.
Nelson, if you have an engine problem with your car, okay, would you, go and take the engine out and work on it yourself?
I would not.
Okay. Adam,
My
okay,
brother.
if you had a problem, hypothetically, let's say with your teeth, are you going to go get a pliers and pull it out?
No, I'm going to go to my best friend and neighbor, Dr. Jacobs. He's going to take very, very good care of me. Free plug there, Ben. Love you, buddy.
There you go. And Conrad, if you had a plumbing problem in your house and your basement is flooding, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to go do it. You're going to go downstairs like, I got this, man. I got this. I'm an attorney. I'm a managing partner of the firm. I got this. I can do this. You're going to go down there and mess it up so your wife can kill you later on? What are you going to do?
I'm going to call Adam. Adam's really good at fixing those things.
So the moral of what I'm saying is go with the professionals. And that's what PPID is all about, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you call them. Everyone call them now. Call them because the year is coming to an end. Do the right thing. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. So I've just introduced all the attorneys. Let's start off with immigration. General Alan E.K. Wagwan, what do you have for us today?
Okay, I've been doing a lot of work recently, and I've talked about it before, about the new naturalization test. And the new naturalization test is much longer and much more difficult. And that's for people who filed citizenship naturalization applications December 1st or after. So the old test, you had to get 6 right out of 10, and they would ask you 100 questions. The new test, there are 128 questions, and you have to get 12 correct. So this new test is much longer and much more difficult. And just to give you an idea, the new test, some of the 100 questions that were there originally and the 28 new ones are some examples. The old test asked about 3 original colonies or states. The new test asked for 5 original colonies or states. The new test asked, why did the United States enter the Korean War? And the only answer that the government says is to stop the spread of communism. That's not really so. So there's a kind of a political slant to this test that they're putting in now. Now, if you're a permanent resident and you're 65 years or older, and you've been a permanent resident for 20 years or more, you get a simpler test. The simpler test is 10 questions, and you have to get 6 right. They'll still ask you 20, but you don't have to get as many right. So there's a kind of a political slant on this new test. And we'll be there to help you if you have problems. Call PPID. We can send you copies of the questions, but something I've been very interested in, the citizen naturalization test. Okay, next, let's talk about Daca. Some people are eligible, are on Daca now, and some
Give me,
people,
Alan, I'm sorry. Can I just chime in right quick?
go ahead.
DACA is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. You have to, in order to apply for DACA, now they are accepting new applications for DACA, which was something that was stopped previously. There was recently a federal court case that basically said they are supposed to now accept new applications. So they are. In order to be eligible for DACA, you have to demonstrate that you were under the age of 31 as of June 15th, 2012. That you came to the United States before reaching your 16th birthday. That you have continuously resided in the United States since June 15th, 2007 up to the present. That you were physically present in the United States on June 15, 2012, and at the time of making your DACA request. That you had no lawful status on June 15th, 2012. That you are currently in school, have graduated or obtained a certificate of completion from high school or a GED, or were honorably discharged veteran from the Armed Forces of the United States. And lastly, and this is where a lot of people have an issue or have a problem, that you have not been convicted of a felony, a significant misdemeanor, 3 or more misdemeanors, and do not otherwise pose a threat to national security or public safety. Those are the requirements. If you satisfy those requirements, you are eligible to apply for DACA. I'm sorry, Alan, you can continue.
Just to add on to what Nelson just said, well, Nelson pointed out that they're now accepting first-time requests for DACA. They weren't doing that until very recently when federal court judge Nicholas Garifas issued a decision which compels them to take brand new applications for people who never filed before. Secondly, they are accepting DACA renewal requests. And those new requests will be for 2 years. Previously, they were only giving you 1 year at a time. They were giving you employment authorization for 1 year. Now they're going to give you 2 years employment authorization. They're also going to accept applications for advanced parole, meaning to be able to travel while you're on DACA to get a permission from immigration for advanced parole to leave the country. So these are all new things which were put into effect by Judge Garifas, and he's required USCIS to report back to him before the end of the year on how many requests USCIS has processed. So if you cover any of these DACA provisions, try to do it now, try to do it before December 31st, and we will be happy to help you with it. And we'll be happy to take your questions about DACA now, and we'll be on again tonight. So this is all new because of Judge Garifas's decision. And the interesting thing is I know Judge Garifas, I've known him since he was a kid. And this is very good. He's been doing some really nice things in terms of immigration decisions. So that's the story on DACA. Now,
What I'm saying about the depth of Alan, he knew the judge since he was a kid. All right. Anyway, proceed with one more, Alan, before we jump into personal injury. All right.
let's talk about Ali Mayorkas, who is the new head of the Department of Homeland Security. And the nice thing about Mayorkas is that he was an immigrant himself. And so one of the people who worked with him previously said he's one of the most humble, gracious public servants you can imagine or see in the public service. And the thing is that he knows what it's like to be an immigrant because he and his family immigrated themselves. So we can expect really good things. I've met him also, and he's really, this is somebody who you can never associate how much hardship you're causing on people by certain policies if you weren't experiencing them yourself. He was an immigrant himself. He knows what the process is like, and he's a very, very sharp guy. Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for tuning in to what's called Cruising with the Case Handler. The case handler happens to be one of the partners at the firm PPID. That's Pollack, Isaac, and Masico. I am David Squeezaniki, and of course, we put this show together to help the community. A lot of folks out there with immigration questions, a lot of folks out there that need immigration help. Make the link, make the call right now to the firm, and that number happens to be 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. It's a beautiful day here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are doing what's called Cruising with a Case Handler, and turning it over to the personal injury side. Adam Handler, how you feeling, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I was actually just smiling because have any of you guys seen this clip of this witness that Giuliani brought on, that the blonde lady talking? Have you seen this, guys? Well, after we finish the hour, I'll play it. I don't want to waste the airtime, but this is out of control with this lady. This she's like drunk, and she's like accusing them of screwing with the ballots, and Giuliani's tapping her, trying to get her to shut up. I mean, ridiculous.
Wait, I'm sorry. Even funnier is that Giuliani farted.
Yeah, he did.
That was the next conference that he did.
Squeeze, you're on mute, brother. It's hysterical. But anyway, I digress. My name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler. I am the personal injury partner here at Pollack, Isaac, DeSico. You know, we've had an amazing year. Over $20 million recovered for our clients just this year alone, over 20 in 20 is what we've been saying. We're about 130 million over the course of my career. And, we do this show just to let everybody know that we're out there and we're here to help. Of course, regardless of your immigration status, it doesn't make a difference who you are, where you're from, what you're doing here, you're from Mexico or the moon. You're entitled to money under the law if you get hurt in an accident. And we're certainly here to help you. We want to help you. And if you're listening to this show right now, I am confident that if, God forbid, disaster strikes, if that accident that you never expect ever is going to happen actually happens, you're going to give us a call and give us the honor of representing you and your family. But, don't take my word for it. Don't take Squeeze's word for it. Don't even take the maestro's word for it. Take the word of the other people that have unfortunately come before you. And we wanted to talk about this on Tuesday. We ran a little short on time, but it was Testimonial Tuesday. And what is Testimonial Tuesday? Ladies and gentlemen, those of you listening on 93.5 FM, thank you so much, of course. But go one step further. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. Check out the Case Handler on Facebook. You'll be connected to my practice, our practice. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. What do you say, brother?
The website.
The website, yes. Who goes to websites anymore? But yes, go to the website, thecasehandler.com. Google the Case Handler. Check it all out. We have got some unbelievable things that we're very, very proud of that we show. And if we could just go through a quick testimonial, a quick true life success story, then we'll get back to immigration. And, on our page, we have hundreds of smiling faces, people holding up that big case handler check after getting those huge settlements. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. This is one we're really proud of. This is actually a very recent settlement, Squeeze. Her name was Tracey-Ann. This is, again, it's all about these accidents that you never expect to happen. Even when you're not even the driver. You're the passenger in a vehicle. She was in a lift, right? She activates her app, wants a lift, literally, gets a car, comes to pick her up. She's driving. They're stopped at a red light. All of a sudden, bam, another vehicle crashes into the back of her car, right? I mean, who the hell ever expects any of this to happen? Especially when you're a passenger, you're in the car, you're not even paying attention, nor should you need to the road. And somebody ran up into the back. We got her $100,000 settlement only a few weeks ago. Matthew Goodstein, my associate, took the lead on this one. And, Squeeze, you're a smart guy. How much do you think the maximum amount was in this case?
I didn't have to necessarily go to grad school for this, but I believe it's $100,000.
Of course, it's $100,000, and we got her every single penny that we possibly could have. The maximum compensation for injury. We didn't settle it for $80,000 or $85,000 or $92,500 or $97,500, which a lot of lawyers probably would have taken and convinced Tracey-Ann to take. No, we got her the maximum amount. Why? Because there are no redos. You can't open her personal injury case once it's settled. You got one chance to get it right. She had one choice of attorney. She chose the case handler team. She chose Pollack, Isaac DeSico. And if you could read that quote for me, Squeeze, I would be very appreciative.
I'm just looking at her eyes. Her eyes, although she's got the mask on, her eyes are actually smiling, like smiling $100,000, you know. But anyway, let me see that quote. Okay. They don't just care about getting you compensated. They care about your overall well-being. The word thank you is not enough. Tracey-Ann from Springfield Gardens, Queens, $100,000 settlement. And that was the maximum policy.
Yep. Again, you know, she's in the back of this car. They're stopped at a red light. Boom. Another vehicle strikes him in the rear. This is a picture of the vehicle that hit them from behind. Again, never expecting this to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately for all of you out there, including myself, including, you know, disaster strikes when you least expect it, and you need to be prepared. How are you going to be prepared? You're going to be prepared about knowing our firm, knowing to call us right away if, God forbid, you're ever in an accident, a workplace accident, a construction accident, a slip and fall accident, a car accident. You got a legal problem, we got a legal solution, and of course, you got that legal question, we got that legal answer. We are Pollack, Isaac DeSico, full service law firm. I am your case handler. Our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. I'm down with PPID. Alan's down with PPID. Nelson's down with PPID. Conrad, wherever he is right now, he's down with PPID. Squeeze, I know you already said it in the beginning of the show. You're down with PPID. And you know what?
You know.
Everybody else is down with PPID, whether they want to say it or not. Every DJ, every promoter, every broadcaster on this station is down with the case handler, is down with PPID. Let them say they're not. I challenge that. They won't, because they know a great attorney. They know somebody that actually really cares about the client, wants to get the best possible result, and of course, do it in the right way.
I'm done with PPID. I am David Squeeze-Anarchy. All right, once again, folks, this happens to be, ladies and gentlemen, Cruising with a Case Handler, show on personal injury and immigration. We're flipping into immigration in a matter of seconds, but all that you just heard for the past 8.5 minutes from Adam Handler, the personal injury attorney, was about you. If you ever get hurt in an accident, I wanted to just reiterate, this is the man that you need, Adam Handler, because he's going to fight tooth and nail. We call him the beast, we call him the shark, we call him the hot stepper, we call him the case handler. You don't need anyone else. He's been on this station 15 years plus. He has settled well over $120 million, right? And he has done $20 million in 2020. So what can I say? Who else? You want to call some guy at the top of the hour? Some guy that's, you know, just got on radio? No, you want to go with someone that is experienced. Make the phone call. Once again, the phone number is 844-774-3529. All right, let's get into some questions now, gentlemen. And we got some immigration questions here, and I'm going to jump right into it. Once again, folks, immigration consultations ending. Well, they're not ending.
No, they're ending. The free ones are ending.
Free ones are ending. Yeah, at the end of the year. So now is the time to get your free phone consultations in with the firm PPID. The number is 844 PPID law. Let's get into it. Question 1, can you marry outside the United States with the fiancé K1 visa? Can you wait with your spouse in their country for the fiancé K1 or a marriage visa while you wait for the paperwork? She had a J1 visa and went back this year. There's a 2-year restriction, but don't know if these visas would override that rule. And once again, I'm reading verbatim. There are some details that I can't find the answer to, so I have no clue which route is better. but the K1 seems more work and riskier since it's so much paper sending during COVID. Before you all answer, I could answer this question. Call PPID. But go ahead, guys. Go ahead, guys.
Let me take this one. First off, she's on the J1. J1 is a trainee visa, and frequently J1s are subject to what's called a 2-year foreign residence requirement, according to 212E of the Immigration and Nationality Act. When subject to that requirement, the person, when they finish their training program, they have to leave the country and go back to they have to leave the U.S. and go back to their country for 2 years in order to come back to the United States with some kind of other status. And that applies even if you're married. Now, are they already married? Did she say they got married already or not?
No, it doesn't.
All right, here's the deal. Forget the fiancé visa. She's got to stay out of the country for 2 years anyway. You don't want a fiancé visa. You want to apply to get a green card. Get married. Spouse is a resident or a citizen? Did they say?
No.
Got to be a citizen because you can't get a fiancé visa if the fiancé is not a U.S. citizen. So, assuming the spouse or fiance is a U.S. citizen, they need to get married. They need to file their I-130 petition right away, get the process going. Typically, that takes about a year. Fiance visa takes the same amount of time. She can't come back for 2 years anyway. So forget the fiance visa. That's not a way around the J1. But if she's married to a U.S. citizen, she can apply for a waiver of that foreign residence requirement, the 2-year foreign residence requirement. And if that's approved, she can come back earlier than the 2-year period. But the thing is, nothing happens unless she gets married and files the I-130 to get the green card. That's what I would do. Get married, and then if you want to take a chance and you qualify for a waiver based probably on hardship, you can do that and possibly come back within 2 years. Otherwise, you get married, citizen applies, you'll definitely come back with a green card in 2 years at the latest. So,
And if I could just add, a waiver is not just an application. There's supporting documentation that must accompany that waiver.
in particular, J1 waiver, there's a lot to it.
Right. So if you don't have that supporting documentation, simply preparing and filing an application is going to get you a denial.
Yeah, you want to find out why the person is subject to the 2-year foreign residence requirement. Some people are subject because their occupation is on something called the skills list, where every country will put certain occupations that they want back. People who came to the United States on a program which is funded by directly or indirectly by our government or by that person's government would be subject to the 2-year foreign residence requirement. So we want to find out why the person is subject to the 2-year foreign residence requirement, and then we can talk about trying to help them get a waiver so they don't have to wait outside for 2 years.
Look, the fact is, I mean, you see the way we're responding to this question. There are a lot of moving parts here. This is not something that somebody should be doing themselves. You need a law firm, you need a lawyer that knows what they're doing and knows how to handle this type of thing. And clearly, I mean, if you're listening, you hear what we're saying. We've been down this road more than once, and we could certainly help you with this situation.
It's what we do. We solve these problems. We get you status. We do everything we can for the best possible result. I just got a text message before we hit the top of the hour. A client is listening. We just settled this case. He wants to come on the show, so we're going to bring him on next week for a true life success story. His name is Brian, and he's listening right now. Thank you so much, Brian. We'll have everything prepared for you probably next Wednesday.
There you go. That's the case handler. I told you. The number once again is 844-774-3529. Everyone that's listening to 93.5 FM. If you ever need an attorney, you just need one firm, PPID. Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. That's it. That's all you need. Stop worrying about with all these attorneys all over the station everywhere and all of that. No. Just call PPID. All right? Let them deal with your legal matters. If it's personal injury, Adam Handler. If it's immigration, Nelson, Conrad, Alan, Andrea, Alexandra. I mean, I could go on. It's just PPID. Just call the number 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID law. Going to the top of the hour, switch to Facebook.
It's 10 o'clock.
There we go. Let's continue with some more questions right here on immigration. And got to remind everybody that tomorrow we're doing 2 shows.
No, tonight.
No, that's today.
We got another
Thursday,
tonight.
please.
What am I saying? Today, we're doing 2 shows. We're doing this one at 6 p.m. Bring your questions again. We want for you to participate and ask your questions on immigration and personal injury. And
we also have to start warming up the engines on our community forum in January. It should be the biggest community forum with respect to attorneys ever in New York City. I think this is going to be the biggest one ever, especially because so much of it's going to be over social media. So super excited for that.
Hey, you want to talk about that a little bit and let the people know exactly what's going on?
Well, once we lock in all the details over the next week or so, we're going to promote it. We really are going to just push it. So,
Adam, I assume we also will doing that with churches and church groups too, right?
Yep.
We'll be a part of it, yes. So basically, for ladies and gentlemen, just to quickly just give you an idea as to what we're planning for 2021, right after the inauguration of our president-elect Joe Biden, we're going to be doing what's called a community forum. It's where the attorneys from the law firm PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, gets on a community forum here on Zoom. You can bring all your legal questions to this forum and ask them. The attorneys will be here to answer those questions. You will actually be on Zoom with us. You'll be able to join us. Bring all your questions, bring all your concerns. We will have some celebrities on, I guarantee that. We will have some public figures on also. We're putting it together just for you. So we would love to have you. You'll get more details over the next few weeks as to that. You must register for this forum to actually be on the Zoom with us, and we would love to have you. So please keep it locked. It's something very unique that we're doing by way of PPID, Link Up Media, 93.5 FM and beyond. So make sure you keep it locked right here on, of course, Cruising with a Case Handler for more information on that. All right, let's get to another immigration question. Okay, let's go to this one right here. Are the spouse beneficiary's signatures and dates necessary on the additional pages and required pages of the Form I-130A if she is currently living out of the United States?
You've got to answer all the questions on the form. There are no questions that you don't answer. In fact, you don't even leave anything blank because they don't like that either. So all the questions have to be answered.
And the spouse does have to sign. Yes.
Okay. Question 3. Hello, I'm a USA citizen. I filed petition I-130 for my husband, but I have no income and I'm receiving food stamps and Medicaid because I have a little baby. So is there any problem to approve? Thank you.
Yes.
The problems will come up if you're at the American consulate. The problems will come with the American consulate before they issue the visa. If the beneficiary is here, the problem could come up with USCIS. You may need a co-sponsor, but there are new public charge regulations, and there's a form called 944, which would have to be filled out if you're doing it the case. If the person beneficiary is here, if the beneficiary is not here, there's a similar form the consul will ask you to fill out. This is one really help.
There's also, certainly she needs help. I mean, based on what she's telling us, there's no chance that application is going to be approved and her husband is going to get a green card. She's going to need additional support from additional relatives or family members to demonstrate they can afford to support her husband when he comes to the United States, or stay, if he's already here, maintaining his support once he has a green card. Based on what she's saying, as it stands right now, there's not a chance, even under the old rules, that he would be approved for his green card. She needs a joint sponsor.
You're going to give us a call because you're going to need help on this one. This is not one you can do it yourself.
There you go. 844-774-3529. Final question here. What would be best for someone who filed AOS, adjustment of status, and the biometric is completed as well, but didn't file for work permit form while filing for the AOS? Is it advisable to file the I-765 form now or not?
Yes.
Now.
Absolutely.
See, but if I could just add, this is one of the issues. So the I-765, for those who don't know, is employment authorization. And this is what happens when you try to do this on your own. So if this case has been pending for 8 months, this person probably would have already had an employment authorization, which allows them to get a social security card.
And
You
to
know,
and to legally
all right.
work.
Right. And if you got stopped by immigration, it's basically permission or identification to demonstrate that you have permission to be here. Before, it was also used to obtain a driver's license. So this is why it's so imperative to, hire someone and not try to do this on your own.
It shouldn't be waiting for 8 months to get the working card.
You should have applied for that employment authorization at the time you applied for adjustment of status. Those two applications are done concurrently.
Correct.
Once again, folks, as I said earlier when we started the show, this is one of the most important things to you and your family, being in the United States and being legal here. As they say, they call a lot of folks illegal people. Get your status sorted out by PPID exclusively. All right. Stop, trying to do this yourself. Stop believing everything you see and read on the internet. Stop listening to the guy around the corner and so forth. Go with PPID. Call them today. The number, once again, is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for being here. We'll catch up later on tonight at 6 p.m. sharp. We'll have more immigration questions. Bring them on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do some promotion throughout the day about the show coming up later on tonight. Make sure you bring all your friends, your family members, and even your foes. And let's just do a show right here. Thank you, General Alan E.K. Thank you, Nelson Madrid, the Maverick. Thank you, Conrad Pollack, the Maestro, Adam Handler.
Let me play this clip real quick. Give me a second. I'm getting such a kick out of this. Just hang on. All right. Can you see this right here?
Yes.
All right. Can you hear it?
Yep, I can see it. There it is.
Completely off. Completely off. That poll, I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there?
So, my question then is, if the
Guess how many? Wait. What about the turnout rate? 120%.
let's let Representative Johnson ask his question. My question here is, why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes? That's not.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
Adam, is that one of your clients?
No, but it just was released today that she used to be a stripper at Satin Dolls in New Jersey, which is the old Bada Bing from The Sopranos. So it is unfolding very quickly as to this. What is wrong with these people?
I heard that if Trump actually does get the election overturned and he gets to get another 4 years, he's going to have her as a Secretary of State.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be very happy to have her in the cabinet.
Health and Human Services.
Did she get COVID from Giuliani?
No, the lawyer did, Ellis.
Yeah. He got out of the hospital today, though, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he's doing much better.
I hope they're all okay.
Yeah. You don't wish that on anybody, but God, what a bunch of clowns.
Is it
anyway?
Me?
How to share that?
Is it me in my head, or does it seem like the Trump side is getting COVID a lot?
I read a report that because with the vaccine, everyone's they're talking about who should get it first. Basically, the consensus is they should give it to the White House first because that seems to be the hottest center in the country that everybody gets it.
Yeah, Biden's going to before he gets into the White House, he's going to spray the whole building.
Going to fumigate that place before he gets in there. Are you kidding me? Fumigate it before he walks in there.
All right, I'll see you guys tonight. I got to do some legal work. My clients need.
They need to sage the White House. That's what they need to do.
Right. So 6 o'clock, a virtual menorah lighting. Is that right? Is that what's happening?
I'll be out again, by the way.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right. Thank you all so much for us tonight. Guaranteed no outcome. We'll catch up with you all later on 6 p.m. right here on, of course, Facebook and beyond. Thank you so much, gentlemen.